workforce housing crisis. And it is indeed a crisis. And the folks with the Fuller House are trying to do something about that. And here to tell us more about that and the National Comedy Hall of Fame and where they play into all this, our good buddy Rich Massa. Hey, Rich.
Hey, Mike. How we doing?
Well, let me see. I better if I could hear you. Somehow you got on that far mic over there. What'd you say?
I said, how are you? And good morning, my friend.
I'm good. And with you is the Vice President of the National Comedy Hall of Fame, Dave, right?
Yeah, that's right, Mike.
How are you?
Excellent. How are you?
Good. How does the National Comedy Hall of Fame play into what you're doing at the Fuller House? And then we'll get into what it is.
Well, the Fuller House is a great organization that's doing great things for great people, and the National Comedy Hall of Fame uses its resources to do comedy for a cause. What we do is we help other nonprofits raise money to support all the great missions that they have.
Okay. And the National Comedy Hall of Fame has a lot going on, including this little show that I want to talk about, too. Dave, tell us what's going on there, where it is, what the deal is, and the members already inducted is, I wouldn't argue with any one of these, that's for sure. But tell us about the National Comedy Hall of Fame and the Hall of Fame Comedy School, which I think is really quite cool.
Well, let me tell you what we're doing at the Fuller House. We're doing a great event on September 28th. And we're going to have over there our Comedy Time Tunnel presentation. What this is a narrated tour through comedy history with narrator Tony Belmont, who's the founder of the National Comedy Hall of Fame. The unique thing about Tony is he actually lived and was friends with all these legendary comedians. So when he tells you about them, he tells you about how he played cards with them, spoke to them, had coffee with them, as well as all their great starts in comedy.
He was friends with Abbott and Costello and Charlie Chaplin and Moms Mabley and all these people going way back?
Well, some of the people, it's their heirs. So he was great friends with Chris Costello, which is Lou's daughter, and Geraldine Chaplin, who was Charlie's. So some of the people that were before his time, but Tony is he's up there in age. So
Bob Newhart, Jackie Gleason.
He was friends with all those people.
Wow.
And Mike, to interrupt, I mean, Tony has a great heart for this. Mm-hmm. You know, this is something that is not just a collectible to him. This is his passion. And one of the things that drew Fuller to working with the partnership, you know, we talked about this earlier about these collaborative and different partnerships. National Comedy Hall of Fame has a metric and a venue by using humor, right, to be able to get people involved and understand about the cause. Tony is a whirlwind of information and resources, and he's lived it. And I think to be able to showcase that and benefit Fuller at the same time, it comes back to those win-win things we always talk about. You know.
Now, your benefit show is the Comedy Time Tunnel with the special guest comedic magician Elliott Smith.
That's correct.
And that happens at Heritage Pines this month, September 28th. Doors open at 5. You get dinner and a show starting at 7 o'clock.
That's right. And tickets are going fast, so we recommend you go and get them now so you don't miss out on this great show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Elliott Smith is a magician. Now, a lot of times magicians, hypnotists combine comedy within. Is he like a dual acting? Is like a funny magician?
He is a high energy comedic magician, and he's been doing this for over 30 years. He's certified in the Merlin School of Magic, and he will make you laugh.
What are some of the things? Have you seen him, by the way?
I've seen parts of his act, yes, and there's so many different acts that he has. He can probably do 4 hours of comedy and magic in a show, but this one he'll be there performing for about an hour as part of this Comedy Time Tunnel presentation at Heritage Pines supporting the Fuller House.
Saw David Copperfield on stage one time, and it's always, how do they do that? You see a good magician, it's just you can't figure it out. It's crazy.
And even talking about the talent of Elliott, I've gotten to know Elliott. One, he's a fellow Rotarian, and two, he just, again, yes, he's a showman, but he cares. Mm-hmm. You know, and if you spend 5 minutes just talking with him, you can see the passion, the care, and, you know, it's an art. And I think today in a world where people are getting more and more disconnected, Elliott is one of those type of guys, can connect people together. And that's really what this is all about, Mike. It's that connectedness.
And you want to get people involved with Fuller House, and you're constantly raising funds. And right now you are asking folks to help you raise $75,000.
Correct. We're more than a quarter of the way there on that for Nathan and Lindsay. That's the dad that's raising his special needs daughter. We're excited this week. We've got the blueprints going out the way. We'll start permitting. Mm-hmm. We've also got partnerships with Martine Gramatica, the old Tampa Bay bucks kicker with SIPS paneling, Grammatical Homes, grammatical paneling. So we're excited to be able to bring that building's been around for a while, but that type of technology out here and be able to help, because you look at what with the hurricane, what Dorian went through. Yep. These SIPS paneling, these homes, they have an extreme high R rating, which is for safety, and then also with energy efficiency.
I would imagine as Florida continues to grow, and we've talked about how difficult it is to find an affordable apartment in certain areas that have grown. All of a sudden, there's a lot of jobs there, and there's no place that you can afford to stay. And even though the pay looks good, when there's no place to stay that's affordable close by, the pay ain't that good. So we do have a real crunch, and we continue to grow. We need more people to come together and get involved in what you're doing and in other ways to do this too. I don't know what other ways there are to do. I know that one of the things that's being done is people are even making these tiny house communities.
Correct. And again, working with the county and local officials on these tiny homes are great things, because you want to make sure there's a balance, with ordinances and square foot size. Yes, the tiny home concept is fantastic, but we also want to make sure that we do it in a balanced way, that we're making sure we're taking all the codes into place, making sure that we're just not, pack and racking them without any infrastructure or support. Because again, the idea is great. Don't get me wrong. But if the infrastructure, the wraparound services, and not only the follow-up, if that's not in place, then for a couple of months, you got a nice shiny toy. And if you don't take care of it, guess what? It's going to get rusty, garbage, and that's where bad things happen. So the whole idea is to stay on top of it, to stay on top of the ones that are helping the organization, the ones that are participating in it. And if that constant follow-up, that's what changes a community, Mike.
Number one thing you said you wanted to promote right now at this moment, and of course you'll be on again with us several times, but right now, the Comedy Time Tunnel show, special guest comedic magician Elliott Smith, September 28th. As you mentioned, tickets going fast. Best place to get the tickets would be to make calls. Go to the website. What?
Well, both. You can call the Fuller Center at 352-610-4019. Ask for Marina or Denise. They'll be happy to take those tickets. But David, you've also got a phone number down there. What's that down there they could help you with?
You can call at 727-656-9867 or go to the website at NCHOF, stands for National Comedy Hall of Fame.com.
I'll share that. I want to take a look at this. This is in Holiday, and it's a unique place for sure. What a wonderful lineup you have, the folks that are in the National Comedy Hall of Fame. Come back. Let's talk about this some more, and let's play some audio from these guys. Give me a chance to prepare, and we'll do a longer break on this next time. As usual, though, I have bills to pay and limited time to get those bills paid, so we'll have to cut it short here, and we'll see you guys again soon.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
That sounds great. Thanks for having us, Mike.
Nice night meeting you, Dave, and as always, Rich, you're always welcome here. Thank you for doing what you do. It's 8:54.